aside before you're mine. Gave up, gave in if you're wondering. Well, if you're wondering, there's nothing personal. Just never want to see you again. There's nothing personal. If it wasn't worth it all, you don't get to call me a friend. There's nothing personal. See, the problem is I love you. The problem is I care. The problem is I never had enough of you, even when you were there. It's nothing personal. Just never want to see you again. If it wasn't worth it all, you don't get to call me a friend. You don't get to call me a friend.
I would have told if I had words to say, if I had a voice, but I've never been that brave. Would have taken you dancing if I had the heart. I know I was right there, but we were apart. I would have told you before I fell too far. I still think of you sometimes. I know that you'll be fine. If I stay, would we be okay? Be happy? I don't know, 'cause I let you go. I don't hate what we used to say, and we have some memories I want to hold, but I can't 'cause I let you go. I should have tried to take my own advice. Still trying to find your shadow next to mine. Should have told you I loved you when I had the chance. Brought you in closer, heart in my hands. I couldn't hold you or see where we would land. I still think of you sometimes. I know that you'll be fine. If I stay, would we be okay? Be happy? I don't know, 'cause I let you go. I don't hate what we used to say, and we have some memories I want to hold, but I can't 'cause I let you go, let you go. Feels like the world is crashing down. A new day is waiting, see it all around. We won't let this break, the world is ours to make. 'Cause we are golden
suffer. I picture a different place. The clouds were clear, we'll win the race and lay under the sun. After all this hardship is done. After all this bleeding, do you ever wonder when the universe stops healing? What else can it offer? For when I leave this world behind, my sons and daughters down the line, see what we've overcome. Oh, after all this bleeding is done.
Take all of your heartache and all of your pain. Take all of your worries and every mistake and put them on my shoulders. I can carry the weight. They say I'm nothing but trouble, but trouble's on the way. 'Cause I wanna be where you are. Be where you are.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test. How is my sound? Hello everyone. Greeting from Thailand again. Let me just stop the music. Test. Hello. Okay. How is my sound right now? Is it good? Is this video signals good? And how is my sound? Could you comment in the comment section and tell me? How about my signal and sound? Please comment in the comment section. Okay, so let's listen the music for a while and then we will start.
When the sun just ain't shining,
just check my equipment that
in the gloom's
everything is okay.
I'll be your spotlight, I'll be your fire. I know nothing
I see the sound is okay.
But trouble's on your side, 'cause I wanna be where you me your secrets. Tell me your fear. Show me the places you kept safe for years. 'Cause I want to see you know all that there is. If the problem is trouble,
Okay, I think it's a good
the
time to
trouble I
start.
can face.
Welcome again to
'Cause
my
I wanna
sixth
be
YouTube
where
live,
you
which is in the title Reviewing for Exam. How can we do an effective review for the upcoming exam? Okay, and we will find the answers here. And I plan that we will spend about 1 hour to finish the live, so I will try to manage to finish at time. I will try. Okay, so let's get started. But first, I need to mute the music. The music is very good. Okay, it's very beautiful and wonderful. I really love the chill music. Okay, it's time to start. Let me go to my content, my slide. The sound is okay. The video is okay. The signal is okay. Okay, I think we can start right now. So, in this live, what you will gain? I will give you mostly two things. The first one is the tricks to memorize the lessons, your lessons and your lecture. And the second one is the strategic plans for the effective reviewing exam. How can we plan? How can we do the reviewing? What time, which day, and how? So we will know here in this YouTube live. I will divide into 3 topics, which actually I already made some YouTube live about these topics. But in this live, I will roughly speak about them again. So the first one is the reading techniques. How should we read the textbooks, books, paper, slides, or any lecture? Okay, how can we read them effectively and spend less time on them? Okay, how? And we will know here. The second one is the memorization techniques. Some memorization technique that is we should do. Okay, not just rote learning, that what we do, that what we usually did in the past, right? That not a good way to do. So how we should do in an effective way. Okay, and the third one is memory retention techniques. Since we have to remember something, and another task is we have to retain retain those information into our memory, into our brain, and how we do them in an effective way. Here we will know in this live. Let's go. So first, speaking about the reading technique. Okay, the first one is we should understand a big picture first. Okay, it is very important. Okay, this is the first step of the reading, and I will give you a star here. Understand a big picture first. So why understanding a big picture is very important? Because imagine when we have to read to try to understand something, but it's quite the thing that we are not familiar with. So it's like we have to try to randomly go to understand them, which is which consumes a lot of our mental energy, and also spend a lot of time on them. so it's not quite effective. So first, if we understand a big picture, we can understand the detail and context easier and faster. So that's why understand the big picture is very, very, very important. And how? I will show you. First, let me talk to you about the concept of thinking limitation. So, as I said to you, if we just read straightforward from the beginning of the paper or the book, and then you read from the first letter, go straight from left to right, and then go down to the next line. Like this, you will really kind of being astray. So you will stray or kind of waste your energy, waste your mental energy, and it's not easy to understand, right? It is like we have to find something that what we want, the answer, some answers. So I make it. There is some answer that we want. I make it at a red dot here. So it's just analogy, okay? It's not real, it's just my analogy for you to understand easier. So if we do in the old-fashioned way, we have to go read everything, read every text in book and paper. So we will need spend a lot of energy. So and also a lot of time. So we will tire easily. So what this make us for? What this make us feel? So you will feel tired easily, and also consume a lot of time, right? So if we use my concept, the thinking limitation, which I will tell you in a few moments, but here, if we can narrow down some context that is might not the things that we want to find the answer. If we can narrow them down like this, from the beginning, which is the dashed line, if we narrow them down to the new this my new polygon. Okay, if we can narrow them down, we will spend less time and less energy to find the answer we want, right? So if we do this way, we can we will not so tired, right? We spend less time on it. So this is the concept of thinking limitation. So what we will do in the next slide is we will try to narrow this frame down. We will make our thinking go down, not go so far, not go disperse anywhere. We will not do that, okay? Because it's tired and consume a lot of time. We don't want to do it. It's not so effective. What we will do here in the next is part of the thinking limitation and understanding the big picture first. So here in this slide, this is the steps of reading books and textbooks, and also in case that you have slides or worksheet, I also have the step of reading them as well. But let's first see the books and textbooks reading steps. Okay, and as I said, we will not go straight from the first letter to the last letter in the book. No, here this is my tips, my techniques to help you understand the big picture of the story of the lesson or lecture first, and then limit some ideas so you don't have to being astray, being dispersed of your mental energy, your thinking. Okay, so it will save your time and your energy. And this is the step. First, reading the title. So the title is very important because it can it gives us a big idea, a big picture of what will going on in the lesson we are going to read. Okay, first read the title. Second, introduction. Introduction will give us the kind of how this story begin, or how important the story is, right? The importance of the story. Importance. Oh, not important. Okay, importance of the story, or of the lesson. Okay. So here we will know why we have to spend time and spend our effort, use our effort to understand this lesson. Okay, not just for the test actually, but here we will focus on doing tests. But having to know why we have to learn about this topic, this lesson, and how it affects to our real life situation is a very good motivation. Okay, so if we know this, it is very good. So the third steps is read roughly, just roughly, not in the detail. Read roughly in the subtopics. Okay, figures and table. For figures and table, just see it, not read them, just see them. Okay, and but for the topics, just read them roughly to understand. Actually, not to understand, but just to see the outline, the overview outline of the lesson, and there we will narrow down our thinking limitation, narrow it down and down. So we will spend less time and less energy for the rest. But it is just a roughly, just for us to understand the big picture first. In the fourth step, we skip the detail in the story in the detail to the summary or the conclusion section. So here in summary and conclusion, we will know what do they do in the story, because we roughly read them in the third step, right? So in the fourth step, in the summary and conclusion, we will know what is their product, how what is their final product, how is their conclusion, right? If they do some experiment or the detail, so we will know their products. And in sometimes in this conclusion section, they will tell us about what can we apply the result. Okay, not the product. I mean the results of the studies in the future. In just some lesson, not all of them. So here, after we finish all these four steps, we will see most of the big picture. Okay, and it will help us easy to find some details that we don't understand. Okay, and what the detail that we don't understand, or we want to go inside more, then we can go to that detail that we want to learn. Okay, because if we start, I mean, if we do them in an old-fashioned way, if we want to find something, right, some answer. If we want to find some answer, okay, or the one answer, we don't know where it is. That's why we have to spend a lot of time and energy to find them from the first letter to the last one. But if we use these steps, so if we roughly finish the fourth step, it will spend about, I think, less than 10 minutes. But it's also depend on the amount of the story, amount of the context in that unit, in that lesson as well. But it will save you a lot of time, okay, to find where you should read to find your answer. And here, if you do this, it will save you a lot of time and your mental energy, and you will feel less boring. So okay, not so boring as well. Okay, it will help you reading and learning kind of happier and funnier. Okay, Okay, here is the step of reading books and textbooks, but for slides and worksheet, if your teachers give you some kind of the PowerPoint slide, and then you print them out and jot them down while you are in the lecture. So here is the step. Mostly in the slide, they do not usually have the introduction and the conclusion. So mostly, but not all of them. So in slide and worksheet, they usually do not have the introduction, and also do not have the conclusion as well. So mostly they will have only the title, their main idea or their topics and their story, right? And then just that, just that. So mostly. So in this case, this is the reading step. First one, similar to the previous one, read the title first. Second, read the topics, figures, and tables roughly, just roughly first, and then which detail, which topic that you don't understand or you want to understand more, we can go in depth, in detail to the topics or to the context that we want to know more. Okay, so here it will save your time a lot. But in some case that the slides and worksheets have introduction and conclusion, then we can use the step similar to this one, similar to books and textbooks. And this is reading step. Okay. Actually, this slide is just kind of the a short summarization of some YouTube live that I already made quite not long time ago. Okay, but there they have kind of in-depth detail. If you want to see more, if you want to go more detail, you can go to my YouTube channel and then go to my YouTube live, the episode 2 for accelerate reading. So here I will teach you how to do speed reading, how you can read 2 times or 3 times faster than usual, and it will save your time and you still can remember them in the same amount or more, or even more. Okay, you can go to episode 2 of my YouTube live, the accelerate reading. And for books and textbook or any academic related documents, you can go to my YouTube live episode 3, which is academic reading. So there I will go in depth detail about the books, textbooks, slide worksheet, academic journal, and so on and so forth. How to read them in an effective way. Okay, not just go from the first letter of the paper or the books and then you just read straightforward from up to down, from left to right, left to right, to the last letter. Don't do that. Okay, so you can go to my episode 2 and episode 3 for more details. Okay, next we will talk about the memorization techniques, how we can memorize the lesson easier, funnier, and spend less time. Okay, so the techniques is very simple, but it's kind of subtle. How to say it? It's kind of delicate and subtle. So I will give you 3 techniques here. First one is visualization. Try to visualize the lesson as a picture in your mind, in your brain. Okay, you visualize them. Second, to go better, not just visualize them as a picture, but also visualize them as a story. So it's not just one picture or one just frozen picture, but it has the animation on them. So it has multiple pictures with animation and stories. So make it lively. Okay, you understand it. So make picture in your brain. Okay, make pictures in your brain lively. Here, second is create story, which is more advanced than visualization. And the third one, which is very good, it is analogy and metaphor. We compare something to something that we have experiences with, or we are kind of familiar with them. Okay, so connect to what we have experiences. Okay, and how we can do these three techniques, how can we apply them? I have some examples to you how we can remember some physics, chemical and foreign language, just for some examples here to save our time. Okay, quite scientifically. So I will give you the memorization technique on how can we remember the Newton's law of motion and the chemical structure of monosaccharide, the single molecule sugar, which are glucose, fructose and galactose. How can we remember them? Okay, are you ready? Okay, right now it's about 20 minutes past. Yes. Okay, so first let's understand the Newton's laws of motion. Okay, before we go to the memorization technique, just let me explain a little bit. So the Newton's law of motion, there we have three laws, right? The first one is the law of inertia. The first one here, the law of inertia, which states that in every object, if there is no external force, that object will stay its own kind of state. Okay, I think I say it right in English. Yes, this is what the law of inertia is, and we can write it in a mathematical way as the sigma f equal to 0. Actually, I should use this vector symbol, not the arrow symbol. Okay, so actually it should be like this, okay, not like this. Okay, this one is correct. I just cannot find, I just couldn't find the vector symbol, so I uses the arrow symbol instead, but it's not so correct. Okay, then let's go to the second law. The second law is the law of motion, right? So the cumulative force, or the sum of the total force of the object equal to its mass multiplied by the acceleration. Okay. Sometimes it makes my tongue twist. Acceleration. Okay, then the third law is in every action force, how to say, there will also has the opposite direction of the same amount of force in the opposite way, right? So which is the action equal to reaction. Action force equal to reaction force, which is our third law of motion. Okay, here how can we use the memorization techniques that I talked to you in previous slide? How can we apply them? How can we visualize them? How can we create the story? And how can we make analogy and metaphor? Okay, my digital pen. And here. Okay, a good drawing is my drawing. Yes. So Newton's law of motion. So everyone, I believe that everyone know that Sir Isaac Newton could come up with the gravitational idea from the from him reading the book under the apple tree, under an apple tree, right? So here in my picture, so I need to warn you first that these examples are just some of the examples, and there is no rule when you try to make any visualization, any story, or analogy and metaphor. You can make them whatever you want in your own way. So there is no rule. Okay. So here, what I show you in this slide is just some of my how to say it, kind of my example. Okay, but you can do it in your own way. There's no rule, as I said. So let's come back to our slide. Here we have Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton. Here he is reading a book, or mine is a paper, under an apple tree. Right here is an apple tree. Apple tree. So first, what we know is the apple. The shape of the apple is kind of round. All right, it's quite round. So quite round. I mean here, round, right? This. So the first law is the sum of the force sigma F equal to 0, right? So apple refer to 0. So first let's see that the apple first is 0. Okay, and then we know that the apple fall down, right? Fall down to Sir Isaac Newton's head. So it fall down. Let me change color. Fall down. No. It fall down. So it fall down, and when it's falling down, there is the gravity, right? Gravity. That means something related to gravity. And what related to gravity? Acceleration. Let me write here, acceleration. So the second law is sigma F equal to its mass of apple multiplied by the acceleration, which is the gravity, right? Which is the m multiply a, and the acceleration is a vector. Yes, it's a vector. Here now we got two laws, right? And then the apple fall down to Sir Isaac Newton's head. His head. How can I draw? Let me draw here. Let's draw here. Oh no, wrong color. Delete. Okay. Fall down to here. Pop on his head. So when it's falling down on his head, there is the force, right, from the gravity falling down action to his head, and then there is the opposite side of the force, actually the opposite direction, but the same amount of force, the same scalar value of the force in the opposite way. So now here it is the reaction, right, the reaction. So the third law is action equal to reaction. Action force equal to reaction force. Okay, now we got totally 3 laws of Newtonian motion. So first, the apple is kind of symbolized as the number 0 because it's round. The second, the apple falling down, so there is kind of the gravity, which is acceleration, right? So the second law is m multiplied by a. The a is the acceleration. And then after the apple hit his head, the Sir Isaac Newton head, there is the reaction force due in the opposite way of the falling apple force. So the third law is action equal to reaction. Here we got 3 formula of Newtonian motion. Just so this is just an example, but you can create your imagination in your own way. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let me go back. So first we finish the example of the Newton's law of motion, right? So next I will give you some memorization techniques. How can we apply the visualization, making a story or analogy and metaphor in remembering the monosaccharide, which we have glucose, fructose, and galactose. Okay, which the chemical formula is C6, like H12O6. But what we will remember here is their structure. Here, how can we remember their structure? Okay. Here, first let's see the glucose first. Here I will make a story, okay, and I will use the analogy and metaphor here. So first, okay, let's see what my story is about. I call this story the adventure of barbecue. I just write BBQ. This is barbecue night. Okay, here we have a night, and this is the barbecue stick. Right? The barbecue is already put on the skewer. Okay, and this is a night. Our main character here. So first, not first, sorry. So I will make some analogies. If you remember, but I think you cannot remember. Let me go back. Okay, here we have C, right? C, H, and O. So here what the kind of the letter we have. So I will make some analogies. First, C. Let me change color. C. Here. C symbolize the chili, right? Green chili, which I will write it in, not quite beautiful. Write this, it's chili, okay, which I make the green color here. Can you see it? Let me see how can I zoom them in. I think yes, scale. No. Here. Beautiful. Couldn't try this before. Okay. Yes, can you see it? The green color on the barbecue stick. This one is a chili, our chili here. Okay. C here will symbolize the chili. Okay. Let me go back. Then what else we have? We have H, right? H here. H will symbolize the ham. I will call it ham, right? Which is this one, my yes, red meat here. You can see here, right? Red meat and on the stick. Use magnifier. Yeah, good. We can do this as well. Ouch. Okay, it's not so good. I will use the old way. Spotlight magnifier. Ctrl G. Here, right? You can see the red color here, not the purple one, the red one. Okay. Oh yes, I just see that you cannot see my magnifier in the screen. I am the only one can see. So use magnifier. Okay, I think this is better. Ouch. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, I can do this. Okay, that's a bit. So here, can you see my green color? This one is chili. The red one here are hams, and the purple one. Let me use the purple one here. No. Here is chili. Here the red color is wrong color again. Quite slow response for my digital pen. And then this one, the purple one, is will stand for the O letter, which is onion, right? Onion is the kind of the purple color. So here our barbecue stick contains of 1 chili, 1 to 3 hams, and 1 onion, right? So it is the, if I put the letter on it, it will be C, right? First is C, it's C, chili, and then we have ham, right? 2 hams. That is H, and then H, and then next is onion. We have O, and then another ham, H. So it can be written as CH2OH, like this. So this is the first one. Okay, let me stop the magnifier. Okay, how can I stop my magnifier? Yeah. What else? Okay. Okay. So let me go back for a while. I think I forgot to tell you something. I will do as this. So let's make this point. Okay, let we go to glucose first. This point as our stage 1. Okay, let's say point 1. This is the point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, point number 5, and point number 6. Okay, for glucose, and same as for galactose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But for fructose, it has only 5 points because it's the structure is pentagon. So let's go to this one. Point 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But so we are seeing the glucose right now here, right? And in the picture that the knight raise up the barbecue stick, right? And it stands for here. Here, the barbecue stick is here, CH2OH. Okay, let's just go back and I will explain to you more. Okay, so first, in the stage 1 here, not stage, sorry, point 1, we have chili, 2 hams, then onion, and then hams, right? Then in stage 2, the knight need to go on the adventure. So this adventure is a mission to collect all the missing part of the barbecue. So he need to collect more ingredients, right? So when the mission start, the knight need to go through the portal. Okay, the portal stand for O as well, but different from onion. So onion is just if we remember, it's in this, right? So in the point 1, this the carbon, right? But in here it's not a carbon, it is oxygen here. So which is different. So this O here will be analogized as this portal. Okay, so the knife first which raise this barbecue stick. So it is CH2, right? CHH is CH2, and then OH, and then the knife go to the portal in the point 2, and then the next point he need to collect the missing ingredient, and the next point he collects onion. The onion is the purple color, right? 1 onion and 1 ham. 1 onion and 1 ham. Here, 1 onion and 1 ham. Next. Okay, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So next, he also collect another 1. Oh no, wrong color again. Also 1 onion and 1 ham as well. So also in the point 5 and 6 as well. 1 onion and 1 ham, 1 onion and 1 ham. Okay. So it is also 1 onion and 1 ham. But it has some kind of trick on it, because the alignment, let me say the alignment, because in this point 3 the OH is on the upside, sorry, for glucose is on the downside, it's on the downside. Let's say it's the downside. Okay, and here in the point 4 is also in the downside, but point 5 is in the upside. Oh, no. So the line need to connect to O, not H. And then in the point 6, the OH is in the downside. Okay. OH first. That's why I write the ham and onion different from the rest 3 points. So how can we remember which point is up and which point is down? So let me change color. Let me use not yellow, maybe blue color here. So in point 3 it down, right? Down. In point 4 it's also down. Down. Point 5 up and then down. So here we can make a story at this. So the knights need to go into the dungeon, right? The missing ingredients are in the dungeon. So first he has the beginning barbecue stick, right? Similar to the beginning sword. You can imagine the barbecue stick as a sword as well. But you can make another story other than mine. Okay, but in my story, the knight has barbecue stick. Then he go to the portal to go to the dungeon, right? Go to the portal and then warp to the next stage. In the let me say the first floor of the dungeon, which is our point 3, he can collect onion and ham, and then he need to go down, right? He need to go down, okay, to the next floor of the dungeon, okay, which is our point 4. So he can collect another onion and ham. Then he need to go to the next floor, so he also go down again. In the next floor, which is the third floor 1 for 2. Yes, the third floor. He also can collect 1 onion and 1 ham. But here we can imagine the floor is this one, the first one, the second one, but we need to go up to the third one, go up a little bit and then go down to the fourth one. Yes, and then in the third floor, no. One go down, right? 2 go down. Okay, I need to redraw it then. Okay, so first floor of dungeon, which is our point 3, right? Point 3. So after finish the floor 1, we need to go down, right? Go down in the second floor, and then in the second floor, go down again. So this the let me do this. Oh, wrong button. I almost need to draw everything again. Here is the third floor, right? So this is the fourth point, fifth point, and then after we finish the third floor, we need to go up. The fourth floor is here. The fourth stage, the fourth level is here. Right, so we need to go up here. Okay, that's why in the fifth we go up, and then down, up, and then finally we need to go down, right? In the 1, 2, right? From 3 go up, and then 4 set, and then finally we go down to exit here. Okay, so then after the fourth floor is our point 6, right? So here point 6 we go down. Okay, the OH located in the downside here. So 1 go down, down, up and down. You can just memorize as this. If I write from the right to the left, because here is the down, right, down, up and down. We can write it from the left side. Okay, down, down, up, down. So this is an example of creating the story of glucose. Okay, but you can create any story in your own way. This is just an example. Okay, and what about galactose? So mostly galactose and glucose have the similar chemical structure. The different one is are just point number 4 and number 5. If we go back, yes, this one is glucose, this one is glucose, and this one is galactose. So you can see here, okay, this is point 1, 2, let me change color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the different not just 4 and 5, sorry. The different are point 3 and 6. Right. So here point 3 and point 6 of glucose and galactose are different. So for glucose, both point 3 and 6 are in the downside, right? But for galactose, point 3 here is in the downside, but the point 6, the O and H, is in the upside. Yes, but I remember that in some figure, which is not I show here, so I need to check again. In some books or in some pictures, point 3 is also in upside, but okay, we need to check it again. So I remember it in the upside, but here it is in the downside. So sorry if I was wrong, but okay, let's follow this picture. So point 2 is down and point number 6 is up. So since the glucose, we remember that is down, down, up, down, right? So we can make galactose the same story, but the side is different, so it can go down, down, up, up. Yes, we can remember them as this one. Okay, so then the last one, fructose, which is almost an hour. Yeah, I need to go faster. Okay, so fructose, we have same story. Not same story, we have same character. So the barbecue night, right here, barbecue we have, but for fructose we have just 5 points, because the structure is pentagonal. How to tell it? Pentagonal shape. So first we have chili, ham, onion, ham. Then we go to the portal. Yes, here we find another barbecue stick, and then also the ingredient, onion and ham. The barbecue stick is on the upside, so CHOH, or you can write CH2. Okay, and then in the downside we found onion and ham. Then okay, let me write them in this one. So we have here, right, we have CHOS, and then we go to the portal, then we found another barbecue stick, CHHOH, and in the downside we found onion and ham. The fourth point, okay, I forgot to mark some numbers. The fourth point we also found onion and ham, right? And no. We also found onion and ham, but in this one is opposite from glucose. Point 5 we also found onion and ham, but as I said, it's opposite from glucose. And then we finished. It might look like here, so let's go back to check again for fructose. Fructose is here. Yes, is in point 3 is on the upside, and then point 4 is in the downside. So here is the story of how to memorize glucose, galactose, and fructose. Okay, so as I said before, just to remind you again, these are my examples. You can create your own story in whatever, wherever, whoever as you want. There is no rule. Okay, now let's go to memorization for foreign language. So here I need to make a reference from the book named Limitless, written by Jim Quick. Okay, I got this example from his book. So let me just give you some example here. So let's first see the French word très bien. Okay, so what Jim Quick suggests that he wrote at this. He said that the très bien is similar to the word. It's the word mean very good, right? So très bien means very good. But how to memorize the word très bien? So the très bien similar to the word tray, and bean, tray and bean. So we can create the story that picture ourselves babysitting a child. So as a babysitter, and the child behave very good. So we give him a tray of bean. We give him a tray of bean to him as a reward for him being a very good child. Okay, so tray of bean, since the child being a very good child. So très bien mean very good. Okay, this is one example, and let's go to another example. Okay, you can see this example in the record video of my YouTube live, or you can go to the books, the original books from the authors. You just type in Google, you googling limitless, right? You type limitless and type the author name Jim Quick. Okay, yes, you can search his book and find more about this memorization technique and learning techniques. Okay, now I will give you another example of him. Let's see this one, Estrada, which is Spanish, right? Extrada. So it sounds like extra day, and this word extrada in Spanish means road or highway. So picture ourselves going on a vacation and being stuck in a traffic for an extra day. Okay, on the highway. Okay, so extra day, extrada, and the word meaning highway. Okay, road or highway. So here's another example. Okay, now the last one the last topic that I will tell you in this YouTube live, which is the memory retention. How can we retain our memory as long as possible and don't forget anything so soon? Here we will know. So first, let's see how easily we forget. So there is one theory called forgetting curve. It says that our retention will be regressed as the shape. If I say that is all 100% of our memory at the time 0, and then if we just leave them not to do anything to our brain, to our memory for just here, which is about 1 hour, our memory retention will drop down to around just 50%. So you see how fast our memory regress. It's very fast. Yeah. So if we do not do something about our memory, we will forget everything very easy. So this is the forgetting curve telling us about. And I want to show you another theory, which is primacy and recency. So this theory tells us that we can remember something pretty good in the beginning. Here is in the beginning, okay? In the beginning, and then we will not remember things quite so good. We quite forgot them, and before we finish, we will go back to remember the lesson or the context pretty good again in almost the end. So we will remember something good in the beginning, which called the opening primacy, and something good in the end, the closing recency. But we will not do not remember something good in the middle, in the middle, which is not so good. So that is why when we try to remember, for example, vocabularies, so we will mostly remember the beginning words and the ending words. Okay. For example, if we have about 20 words, we might remember the words good in first 5 words or first 3 or 4 words, and then last 3 or 4 words. Okay. But the middle, we do not we not quite remember them so clearly. We tend to forget the middle words right here. And how we can alleviate or reduce the problem of forgetting curve and primacy and recency problem. Here is the suggestion. Okay, so we can do the Pomodoro techniques. So what is the techniques? This technique tells us to divide the reviewing into the small set. Okay, and one set is just in a short time, not too long. Okay, but we make more frequently, make it as small time but more frequently. So if I make this one as the first set, we will spend time about 25 minutes to 45 minutes to make a review. Okay, you can do your review, and then after we finish the first set, we take a break. We take a break for 5 to 10 minutes. So if we do this, we can reduce the time of forgetting curve, right, and reduce the time of open primacy and closing recency. We shorten them, so our brain efficiency will stay pretty in a high number, in a high level. It is the brain efficiency. And then after we finish, we take time to break and boost our brain. So in this time, you just be chill, but not playing game. Not do that. Not play game. Not do something that you still use your brain or your eyes, or even sometimes you listen to hard rock music or rock music. It is also not good to your brain as well. So just be chill here. You can just sit, take some snacks. Actually, it's not good, okay? But just be chill, okay? Just don't think anything. Just relax. Okay. Then we can go to the second set. Yeah, do the same thing. Actually, not the same. I mean, spend the same amount of time, 25 to 45 minutes. It depends how long it is. It depend on you. Okay, if you still have a good brain efficiency to read more or to review more, you can prolong them, but you should not prolong them too much. Okay, just limit at 45 minutes. Actually, you can still prolong the duration more, but you should not do prolong them too much. Okay, and then after the second set, we take a break. Do it. Continue do this. Okay. How long is this? It depends on your context and depend on your plan. But if you can finish since the set 2, okay, you just finish set 2. You don't need to go further in set 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, no need. But if you have more than 4 sets, so after 4 sets, you should take about 30-minute break. Okay, 30-minute breaks, not just 5 or 10-minute breaks. So after finish 4 sets, after the 4th set, you take 30-minute break, and then you start this cycle again. Okay, every 4 sets, just rest longer in 30 minutes. And here is the Pomodoro technique that can alleviate or relieve the forgetting curve and primacy and recency problem. Okay, and my recommendation is, when you try to do a review, you should not just reread the context. Reread is not a good method to memorize the lesson. What I suggest, actually not just me, but most of the researchers, most of the neuroscientists, recommend us to do the active recall. Try to recall everything. Not everything. I mean the lesson, what you read or what you try to practice. Try to recall them as much as possible as you can. Okay, because when you try to recall something, your brain, your neural, yes, it's called neural, right? Neural cells. I remember that they call neuron. Neurons. I'm not the specialist here. Okay, I'm just a normal student who study in engineering and an energy system. Okay, not the specialist in neuroscience. Okay, I just read some papers and I see that it can help me learn better and faster. So I just want to share them to you and help you resolve your problem if you have the same problem as I used to have. So they call neurons. So when you do the active recall, your neuron, okay, which is let me write something ugly. Okay, axon and dendrite. So right, dendrite, okay. Dendrite. Okay. And nucleus is somewhere here. So this is our axon. I don't know that we have S or not. And dendrite. I really dendrite. Okay. Yeah. So when we use active recall, our neurons will synapse. Okay, synapse. Okay, we will create here. Create more. How to say it? I actually don't know the exact word in English. It's kind of make the more root on our neuron, and also kind of stimulate the chunking, the neural chunking. Okay, chunking. Okay, if we have another neuron, that's what. Okay, here let me download it. It kind of form together. It will bind together. Okay, stronger or kind of more concrete and more strong. I use the correct English word. Okay, here. Ooh, quite disgusting. Okay, so what I want to say is, if you use active recall, it will help your neural form more solid and concrete. So it will help you remember your lesson kind of more and longer. Okay, but if you reread them, you can just remember in a short time. But the neurons have less possibility to make a new synapse or make chunking. Okay, so the neuroscientists recommend us to do active recall. So it's a better way and help us retain more information and longer. Okay, so what we should do is active recall. Okay, then another thing that I want to show you the difference between active recall and rereading is the recognition and recollection. So when we do rereading, okay, reread, we will we would just recognize something. Okay, we would just recognize something. So you just picture yourself back into the past. That's when you did the exam reviewing. Okay, you just read this paragraph, and then when you try to do review, you just reread again. But the question is, did you already memorize them? No, you just realize them that I used to read this words or about this thing in this topic or in this page. Okay, you just recognize them that you used to read but not memorize them. Because if you can memorize them here, if you memorize them, that means you also can recollect. So this is what we use active recall. If we do active recall, we would recollect them. Okay, recollect is you can think of the information or the detail from your brain. You do not need to open the books again. So do active recall, and it will help you do the actual memorization, which is the recollection. Actual memorization. Let me continue in this. Okay, this is why active recall is a better way than rereading. So reread is just is another name is rote learning. So or another name is repeating. repetition. So they are not quite efficient, but active recall is better. There we go. Next, we almost finished. Okay, here if we want to make a review in the future days, okay, not just read in the same day. If we read in the same day, we can do Pomodoro techniques. Here we can do Pomodoro technique. But if we want to do a review in the future days to alleviate the forgetting curve in the future, because even though we try to memorize them, but if we don't use or excite that information in our brain, so the longer we will forget them, we will forget the information. So this is the how to say, the theory called space repetition. So what we should do, so here is our first learn or our first review, right? We how to tell it in English, we skip them for one day, right? And then we make another review here. After we finish here, we skip 2 days, and then we make another review. Then we skip for 3 days, and then make another review. So we skip 1 day longer each time. Okay. Then we go to 4, we go to 5. Okay. But no need to do space repetition too much. Okay. You can do just 3 times, which is enough. Okay. But it also depends on your information and context. Okay. But if we apply the memorization techniques, which is visualization, making a story, analogy and metaphor, it will help retain the information easier and longer. So it will make it less possibility to forget the information. So when we do a review, every time try to use active recall, okay, and try to apply the memorization techniques that I gave some examples to you. And yes, about memorization, both memorization techniques and memory retention, you can go in depth detail in my first episode of YouTube Live, which the title is Ultimate Techniques of Memorization. Okay, in my YouTube channel, you can go inside to the detail in this live. Okay, if you want to know better about this. And this is all. This is all the information, the techniques and tricks I want to give you in this live, how to review the exam effectively. Okay, thanks everyone again who joined my live for the live, and who come to watch the record video later. Okay, thanks again. I hope you have a good reviewing for your upcoming exam if you would have your exam soon. Okay, if you apply this technique, I guarantee that you will have a better experience in exam reviewing and also a better exam scores. I believe that. Okay, and okay, thanks everyone again. This is the finish of my YouTube live. And you can go to my Facebook fan page, Paulpawit Edu to the Journey International for English language. Okay, you can see my news, my updates there in my Facebook page. So if you want more information or you have any questions to me, I'm glad to answer and consult with you. Okay, thanks again everyone. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any chance, you can chat to me, okay, anytime, any topics and anything, okay, you can chat to me. So for this live, I hope everyone have a good, useful, and just good, useful learning technique for this live. And actually, I don't have anything to say more. So let's say goodbye here. And I will have 1 or 2 YouTube live in the futures. If the COVID situation still be as bad as in the present, so I will have totally 2 lives in the future. But if the COVID situation is better and better, so I might have just 1 live left, because my last YouTube live is about how to learn online in the COVID situation. So maybe I don't need to have the last YouTube live. But anyway, let's see how the COVID situation will be in the future. So I wish you a good luck, a good exam reviewing, and a good exam score as well. So see you in the future for this YouTube live. Bye bye. Okay, just see you in the future. Bye bye. Thanks everyone again. Bye bye. Bye bye from Thailand. It's 22. It's 10 p.m. now. Okay, and I will upload the record video later. Okay, bye bye. Okay, how can I stop here? Okay, I will end the stream. I mean end YouTube live. Actually end it and end.